It's been a couple days, so I'm gonna jump back into the book. And right now I'm on chapter 5. I'm on, you know what I'm saying? It's the book I'm reading. He got another one, but I ain't got to it yet. Let's get started. Visions and ideals. The dreamers are saviors of the world. As the visible world is sustained by the invisible, so men through all their trials and sins, sordid vocations are nourished by the beautiful visions of the solitary dreamers. Humanity cannot forget its dreamers. It cannot let their ideals fade and die. It lives in them. It knows them as the realities which it shall one day see and know. Composer, sculptor, painter, poet, prophet, sage, these are the makers of the afterworld, the architects of heaven. The world is beautiful because they have lived. Without them, laboring humanity would perish. He who cherishes a beautiful vision, a lofty ideal in his heart, will one day realize it. Unless cherished a vision of another. Copernicus fostered a multiplicity of words in a wider universe, and he revealed it. Buddha beheld the vision of a spiritual world of stainless beauty and perfect peace, and he entered into it. Cherish your visions, cherish your ideals, cherish the music that stirs into your heart, the beauty that forms into your mind, and the loveliness that drapes your purest thoughts. For out of them will grow all delightful conditions, all heavenly environment of these, if you if you by remain true to your world will at last be built. To desire to desire is to obtain, to aspire is to achieve. Shall man's based desires deceive the fullest receive the fullest measure of gratification, and his purest aspiration starve for lack of sustenance. Such is not the law. Such a condition of things can never obtain. Ask and receive. Dream lofty dreams, and as you dream, so shall you become. Your vision is the promise of what you shall one day be. Your ideal is the prophecy of what you shall at last unveil. The greatest achievement was at first and for a time a dream. The oak sleeps in the acorn, the bird waits in the egg, and the highest vision of the soul, a waking angel stirs. Dreams are the seedlings of realities. Your circumstances may be damn, I could even talk right now. Uncongenial, but they shall not long remain. So if you but perceive an ideal and strive to reach it, cannot travel within and stand still without. Here is a youth hard pressed by poverty, labor, confined long hours in an unhealthy workshop, unschooled and lacking all of the arts of refinement. But he dreams of better things. He thinks of intelligence and refinement, of grace and beauty. He conceives of mentality builds up an ideal condition of life. The vision of a wider liberty in a larger scope takes possession of him. Unrest urges him to action, and he utilizes all his spare time and means. Small thought they are to be development of his latent powers and resources. Very soon so altered that his mind becomes that the workshop can no longer hold him. It has become so out of harmony with his mentality when he falls out of his life as a garment is cast aside, and with the growth of opportunities which fit the scopes of his expanding powers, he passes out of it forever. Years later, we see this youth as a full-grown man. He find him a master of certain forces of the mind which he wields with worldwide influence and almost unequaled power. In his hands he holds the cords of gigantic responsibilities. He speaks, and lo, lives are changed. Men and women hang upon his words and remold their characters in sunlight. He becomes the fixed and luminous center around with innumerable destinies revolve. He has realized the vision of his youth, and he has become one with his ideal. And you too, youthful reader, will realize the vision. Well, I'm not that young, I'm pretty old, but get the point. You will realize the vision, not the ideal wish of your heart, but it base of beautiful or a mixture of both. For you will always gravitate toward that which you secretly most love. Until your hands will be placed the exact results of your own thoughts, you will receive that which you will earn, more or less. However, your present environment may be, you will fall, remain, or rise with your thoughts and your vision of your idea. You become as small or as your controlling desire, as great as your dominant aspiration in the beautiful world of Kirkham Davis, you may be keeping accounts, and presently you shall walk out of the door that for so long has seemed to be your barrier of your ideas shall find yourself before an audience. The pen shall the pen still behind your ear, the ink stains on your fingers, and then there shall pour out the torrent of your inspiration. You may be you may be driving sheep, you shall wander to the city of bucolic and open mouth shall wander under the intrepid guidance of the Spirit into the studio of the Master. And after a time he shall say, I have nothing much to teach you. And now you have become the Master, who did so recently dream of great things while driving sheep. You shall lay down the saw and the plane to take upon yourself the regeneration of the world. The thoughtless, the ignorant, the indolent, seeing only the appearance effects of things and not things themselves. Talk, talk of luck or fortune or chance. Seeing a man grow rich, they say, how lucky is he? How lucky he is. Observing another become intellectual, they exclaim, how highly favored is he? He is. And knowing that the saintly character and the wide influence of another, and they remark how chance aids him to at every turn. They do not see the trials and failures or struggles of which these men have voluntarily encountered in order to gain their experience, have no knowledge of sacrifices they have made, of the undaunted efforts they put forth, of the faith that they have exercised that they might overcome the apparently unsurmountable and realize the vision of their heart. They do not know the darkness and the heartaches. They only see the light and joy and call it luck. They do not see the long, arduous journey, but only behold the pleasant goal and call it good fortune. But do not understand the process, but only perceive the result and call it chance. In all human affairs there are efforts and there are results, and the strength of the effort is the measurement of the result. Chance is not. Gifts, powers, material, intellectual, and spiritual possessions are the fruits of efforts. They are thoughts completed, objects accomplished, visions realized. The vision that you glorify in your mind, the ideal that you enthrone in your heart, this will build your life. By this will build your life. By this you will become. Chapter 6. Serenity. Calmness of the mind is one of the beautiful jewels of wisdom. It is the result of long and patient effort and self-control. Its presence is an indication of ripened experience and of a more than ordinary knowledge of laws and operations of thought. A man becomes calm in the measure of that he understands himself as a thought evolved being, for such knowledge necessitates or necessitates the understanding of others as the result of thought, and as he develops a right understanding and sees more and more clearly the internal relations of things by the more and more clearly of the action of cause and effect. Let me run it back. A man becomes calm in the measure that he understands himself as a thought evolved being, for such knowledge necessitates the understanding of others as the result of thought, and he develops a right understanding and sees more and more clearly that the internal relations of things by the action and cause and effect. It causes to fuss and fume and worry and grieve, and it remains poised, steadfast, and serene. The calm man learned how to govern himself and knows how to adapt himself to others, and they in turn reverence the spiritual strength and feel that they can learn of him and rely on him. The more tranquil a man becomes, the greater his success. His influence, his power for good, Even the ordinary trader will find his business prosperity increase as he develops a greater self-control and equanimity. For the people will always prefer to deal with a man whose demeanor is strongly equitable. The strong, calm man is always loved and revered. He is like a shade giving a tree in a thirsty land, or a sheltering rock in a storm, who does not love a tranquil heart. A sweet-tempered, balanced life. It does not matter whether it rains or shines or what changes comes to these possessing these blessings, for they are never sweet, serene, and calm. That exquisite poise of character, which we call serenity, is the last lesson of culture, the fruitage of the soul. It is precious. It is precious as wisdom, more to be desired than gold. Yeah, then, yeah, than even fine gold. How insignificant mere money-seeking looks in comparison with a serene life, a life that dwells in the ocean of truth, beneath the waves, beyond the reach of tempest, into the eternal calm. How many people we know who sour our lives, who ruin all that is sweet and beautiful by explosive tempers, who destroy the poise of character and make bad blood. It is a question whether the great majority of people do not ruin their lives or mar their happiness lack of self-control. How few people we meet in life who are well balanced, who have that exquisite poise, which is characteristic of the finished character. Yes, humanity surges with uncontrolled passion, is tumultuous with ungoverned grief, and is blown by anxiety and doubt by only the wise man. Only only he whose thoughts are controlled and purified, which makes the winds of the storms of the soul obey him. Tempest-tossed souls, however ye may be, under whatsoever conditions ye may live. Know this is in the ocean of the life of the isles of blessedness, or smiling, and the sunny shore of your ideal awaits your coming. Keep your hand firmly upon the helm of thought, and the bark of your soul reclines the commanding master. He does but sleep. Wake him. Self-control is strength. Right thought is mastery. Calmness is power. Stay upon your heart. Peace be still. Alright, so this guide, if I'm not mistaken, this has 7 chapters. There's 2 parts to this book. So, the next section I'm about to read is called The Mastery of Destiny. So we're going to check into that later.